Right, jack's under and most of the way up. Now the fan. I do believe we're off the ground. Oh. Okay, right. I'll try to rig this thing together to give me more leverage. Because these buggers were on tight. Whew. Right, lay that down. Pretty much ready. Right, here's a split rim. It's got a locking rim, the locking ring, and then the the rim that comes off. So we'll let all the air out and then we'll pop that open. Alright, let's get this. Valve cover off. It needs a brass, plated brass, I think. There we go. There's a mix of plastic ones and, yeah, possibly brass, plated brass. Put that down there. Right, pull the valve core out. He says if you can actually get on it. I'll probably put a new one in. Pulled that out the valve. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to have to straighten it up and drill it out, I think. Okay, so some time has passed, a lot of time, several months, since that last clip. So a quick rundown. What happened was I couldn't break the bead, basically. I didn't have a sledgehammer with me at the time. I was kind of running out of time. I had to get it done that day because I had a small event I was going to literally the next morning. So what I ended up doing was I pulled the spare wheel off and fitted that instead. I couldn't even reinflate the tyre I was trying to change. As you'd seen earlier in the video, we'd actually had to rip the valve core out of it because I couldn't get it out all the way due to this valve stem being fairly mangled. Hence the spare went on. The spare is fine. It is quite badly perished though, even though there's a lot of tread on it. So we're back, different location. I've actually moved house since as well. Yeah, so we'll hopefully be a bit more successful this time round. Let's get on with it. Okay, we're gonna hopefully break that bead with that sledgehammer, hopefully. So the problem we're having here, the rim is loose from the tyre, as you can see. The tyre is stuck against the inner part of the wheel. 6 at last. Got the end pried up. Whew. I definitely think a sledgehammer helped, because I don't think last time I got that rim quite so loose, so I'm sure we've definitely moved this part of the tyre down on the wheel, hence we managed to get that out in the end. So I'll pry it the rest of the way out, and then have the fun of getting this tyre off the rim. Gears a bit at a different angle, you can see a bit more what I'm doing. Fell in there. Right. Right, just gonna do, I can't see it, but maybe you can. So I'll break it off around it. So you can see a bit more what I'm doing, hopefully. Give ourselves a little slip and slide on this. Bit of lube should hopefully make it a little easier to get out. One locking ring out. Fantastic. Whew. I'm glad to have that out. Whew. So now, should just be able to lift the ring out. Whew. You can see how disgusting it is in there, and it's no wonder that tyre didn't want to budge. But we got it to budge at least a little bit. I think it's now we've got to get it to budge coming the other way. Get it off. Should have worn gloves. A bit late now. Right. Let's figure out how we're going to do this off. Okay, so I've turned it over. What I think I'm going to do, spray a bit more lube around the rim of this side. Excuse me. And then, yeah, beat this side a little bit and see if we can get her moving. We can always get in there with the pry bars and try and get it moving, and then we'll see about the other side. open for a second. Moving. Yeah, that's moving. It's already opened up a nice gap. That's pretty much. Yeah, we'll give it a few more strikes all the way around and see where we get. Oh, don't hit the rim, boy. Not again. Oh yeah, I can hear it moving. Yeah. This side's free, so I didn't really want to sit the pry bar in there. Thing is, this side hasn't got all the gunk and crud from the road that the other side has got, because with the split rim there's gaps and what I can get in. Stuff can get in there a lot easier. So we'll flip this back over and figure out what we're doing with the other side. Okay, I've had an idea. Might be a stupid idea, but if it works, it ain't so stupid. I was thinking I'll put some air in the inner tube and see if that'll pop this loose for us. Now we'll go obviously pretty darn careful, because what we don't want is this suddenly going and ending up in our face. So let's set that up. Okay, I think I got it. Got 10 psi in that. You can see a little log tap when it does anything. I'm a little nervous of it, and it's a bit too hard because come off in my face. But only 10 psi in there. I got it. That was 14 psi. I just got the freaking valve core out. Could see it started to move. After I put another 4 pounds of air in it. Suddenly I could just see it move. I was like, oh, it's moving. Get out the way. There we go. Okay. Got the valve just pushed out the way there, so hopefully we can sneak it out through its slot. Right, stand it up on end and see if we can't get this rim out. Right. See if we can get this rim to move. Yeah, it's moving. Let's go with a slightly less noisy option, shall we? Okay. We're getting there slowly but surely. This one is really fighting me, but we're getting there slowly but surely. We're going to get it out. I don't know two ways about it. She's coming out. Oh. There we go, she's off. Right, in case you've never seen inside of one of these Miami blocks, recognise this is the jack, which will be okay. Yeah, so inside of here obviously you got the stem for the inner tube, and there's a inner liner that protects the inner tube from, well, the rim and any foreign objects that might end up on it. That we're going to need. I've got a new inner tube. As you've seen, the valve on that one is all, the valve stem's all mangled. So I've got another inner tube, another tyre. So the only thing we need from this is this inner liner. So we'll pull that out. Whew. Yeah, we'll pull that out and we'll roll this tyre out of the way. We'll go and grab our other one out the back of the truck and the inner tube. We'll get that installed and get it all on the rim, and hopefully this bit won't take us too long, but famous last words. Okay, let me just go in with a pry bar. He says, this way. Liner looks in good nick. That's it. It's a liner, a simple hole in the tube. did wonder, there's a way of changing out the valve stem on these. Looks like there might be, but I think I'll investigate that another time. Because I actually have another 2 inner tubes, apart from this one and the one I'm about to put in it. One's got a hole in, but the valve stem's still good, and the other one is inside another tyre, mounted on a rim, but without the locking ring and rim on one end. I'm assuming somebody tried to do the same as me, but just never managed to get it to even move, or gave up, or I don't know. But that tyre's got a pretty nasty gouge out the side of it anyway, which is a shame because it's got lots of good tread on it. But yeah, right, I think I'll do it. Right, I'll get this one out of the way. Okay, this goes in there, that goes in there, this goes on that. How's if you're not sitting on the tyre? It's just a simple case of stuffing it in there really. There we go. That's it in there. Oh. Putting a little air in just to make sure it should be. Now for the tricky bit, putting that back in there, or at least, well, I found it tricky the last time I did it. So slide. trying to remember how I did this last time. It's been some time. I've had an idea that might make it easier. Problem is, this gap ain't very big. Got a lot more air in here, as you can see if I can't get it. Okay, it's the next morning. Unfortunately, the camera died before I got the wheel mounted on the rim. It went on really easy, to be honest. Literally pretty much just dropped it straight on it. Fed the valve stem in through the slot, and then literally just popped the rim on, pushed the actual rim of the tyre down on the wheel a little bit so that we could get the lock and ring in. That went in nice and easy, and then put some air in there. We went a bit slow with it just to be careful, be safe, because the last thing we want is this flying off, taking a hand or something off with it. So we'll take the spare off and put this on. Let's get on with it. Yeah, pretty darn close. Seen this jack set up before. It's just a little hand crank jack. And yes, it does take a lot of winding. Actually, a slot. Bar. Okay, that's it, all done. Yeah, all filled up with air. 65 psi in the rear, 45 in the front. I went round and checked all of them actually, but the other rear tyre was pretty low as well. Very low, I think it was like 20 odd psi. But the fronts were about on point, which is good. So, last thing to do is to pop the spare back in there, and then it's just held down with those 3 bolts onto the rack. Okay. Bloody hell. Go on. Bolt holes. Not too bad. So you got 3 bars in the frame. Right, so yeah, these bolts pull the tyre down onto the frame so it can't sort of bounce around all loose. It actually means that one and that one aren't quite in the hole, but this one is, so there we go. Now I can get on that one. Okay, that's it, done. I just swapped 2 of the bolts around. I don't think that one was longer, but the thread's on the end of this one, which was over there, weren't so great. But we did these up tight and that brought that down where that went in nicely, so. Alright, yeah.